Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome you. Come on in. Come have a seat with us. How are we? How are we this week? It's hump day. It's Wednesday. I actually took a second day from work because I feel like crap and doodle doo. If you guys have preschoolers, you know those things. They're like little petri dishes of disease. And I shared a drink with my daughter, and I was thinking, like, while we were sharing the drink, I was like, oh, yeah, this might be bad for me because she's had like this stuffy nose and we thought it was allergies, but who knows. But now I have come down with something, and it always happens when I have plans. This weekend is my best friend's wedding, so I need this time to rest and recover. So I am home, and I saw that Amber posted, and I was like, hey, might as well be a little bit productive and talk about my favorite YouTuber. I don't usually react to her weigh-ins because I just don't really care because it's always kind of the same thing. It's like gain or lose 3 to 5 pounds, right? And I'm sure this is no different. But I thought it was interesting because it says diabetes results and unexpected unfortunate diagnosis weigh in episode 9. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. So I thought we could check it out. It's not very long, also, which is nice. We could just run through it. But like I said, I'm just like a little under the weather, nothing crazy. I probably just look like absolute shite. So I apologize. This is just how it is. So hopefully by this weekend, everything gets better and I'm good to go. And I'm hoping I could bring you guys along with me when I head back home because that's where it is. It's going to be in my hometown. And I thought I could do a little get ready with me. So something to look forward to that's not Amberlynn related if you're interested in that. So yeah, anyway, I'm yapping as per usual. Let's get into it and see what she says. See what she's doing. I got Banjo here. She's always my gal. She's always hanging around me when I do these. But yeah, so let's go. Whoa, that's scary. All right, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome to a new weigh-in video. I feel like I kind of have a lot of things
Hi,
to talk about, so
Amber.
let's jump right into the five
She's looking pretty
questions. So
down
for
and
the five
out, just like
questions,
me.
I get them on Instagram. I post a little thing on my story that says, ask me any questions that are weight, food, health related, and then I gather them, and I even have a list of like backup questions.
Oh,
Why were you
good,
so
just in
proud of
case.
yourself for not weighing in daily? So food isn't the only relationship that I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to also work on the relationship with my vaping. That's why I've quit that, even though I have
With her
highly relied
vaping.
on it. And I'm working on my relationship with the scale because I can become extreme.
Right. But she's not watching the scale, like watching every little pound like a lot of people with eating disorders might do. It seems like she just randomly decides that she's like, oh, I'm on Zoom. Zoom wants me to weigh every day, so that's what I'm going to do. It's like if you know that could create an issue for you having to weigh in every day, maybe don't do programs like Zoom that have you do that. And then I think what people mean having a goal like, I don't want to weigh in every day. I want to like, that's just not really a great goal as far as weight loss goes, right? Because isn't the point that she wants to lose weight? I think that's what people mean when they ask that. Like, because she'll go, I'm so proud of myself. I didn't weigh every day. It's like, well, what else did we do? What else could we be proud of? Like I don't know. And I guess like, live it up, live your truth. If that's really something that you're struggling with, then I'm so glad you didn't weigh in every day. But I think it makes sense why people don't understand why that's such a important goal enough for her to be like proud of herself for doing it. It's like, okay, Amber. And let's be real, the bar is in hell. The standard of meeting goals here is pretty low. So I guess it makes sense.
Extremely obsessed with it. Like there are times where I will literally weigh myself multiple times a day. And this is extremely unhealthy because I will see a normal fluctuation that happens to everybody. And I will take that fluctuation and it'll trigger me and spiral me. And sometimes
Into
it'll cause
what?
me to overeat or emotional eat. But regardless, it's just not healthy.
I'm
It
just gonna
doesn't
let this
make
one go.
sense,
Okay.
but it is something that can be fixed, so I'm trying to fix it. So the fact that I was able to go a whole week without weighing myself is crazy.
Sure. Has she been talking to her therapist? I feel like we haven't heard about therapy in a while. Didn't she say she's doing DBT or something like that? Like, how's that going? Are we talking about this with our therapist? I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried.
Have you noticed your face also swells when you are swollen? Yes, and my mom also
Isn't that?
experiences it, so it might be, like, common or,
I
like,
think she's just.
genetic. Like,
Seems like she's
literally
just
in my
gaining.
last vlog.
Why would her mom's face swell randomly? That doesn't make any sense. Does her mom have lipedema and lipedema? It's not a genetic thing to just randomly like have a swollen face. There's usually something going on there, you know? What on earth?
My last weekly vlog that I posted, I noticed it, and I'll show you guys a clip where it's like the beginning of my vlog, I am so swollen. And then towards the ending, you can like literally see how much I've deswelled. So that's
These
why when I see people are like, oh my God, it's so like noticeable that Amberlynn has gained weight. It's like, yeah, but also a lot of the times, like you're seeing me really swollen. So sometimes it's a
swollen.
lot more obvious, like in my chin or around my eyes or my cheeks, or sometimes it's just my legs, my arms. But this was the beginning of my vlog, and then here I was at the end,
I
where
don't
you can
know. It
tell
looks
that
like the
the
lighting's
swelling
different.
has definitely gone down. So sometimes I do look bigger,
I don't know.
sometimes I do look
I
smaller,
don't know, girl.
and that's just the way it goes
I mean, she's
with the
500
things that
plus
I have to
pounds.
deal
Like,
with on a day-to-day
she's a big gal.
basis.
It's okay. You can talk about it.
Is it true that you would stay this size if it was healthy? So in one of my last live streams, I talked
God.
about the fact that like if it wasn't for the fact that being this size was unhealthy, I wouldn't feel like this urgency or this anxiety or constantly talk about weight loss. I wouldn't
Girl, you
care
don't
so
feel
much to lose weight.
urgency
And what I
or
mean by that is
anxiety
I'm
about your weight. You've been this weight for so long. You've been this way for 10 years. You've steadily gained. Sure, you've lost 80 pounds here and there or whatever, but you're not that urgent about losing weight. If you were, you would have lost weight by now. You know what I mean? It's like it's crazy that she genuinely thinks like I'm always so worried about weight loss. I'm always it's like no, you are not. Everybody can see that you're not that worried about it until something happens that could possibly be related to your weight as far as like this woman had the big C, okay? And that did not change how she felt about her weight. So nobody thinks that you urgently want to lose weight. No one thinks that. Nobody at all. So I don't know. I'm sure she believes everything she says, and I think that's the biggest thing with Amber. Is like she's lying to herself more than she's lying to us. Like yes, of course she lies to her audience. Obviously, we all know that. But the real damage is done when she lies to herself in this way.
not doing it for vanity reasons. I'm not doing it for shallow
Girl,
reasons. I'm
what?
not doing it for my
We know.
looks. I
We
am doing
know.
it for my
We know she needs to lose weight for her health and not for vanity reasons, obviously. Does she know that? Like, the fact that she's even talking about this is telling me that that's how she feels about it, that she just wants to be skinny and beautiful, or that's how she's felt all this time, right? We know that she needs to lose weight for her health because it's going to start affecting her as she gets older. I mean, she's in her mid 30s now, right? Obviously, obviously, Captain Obvious. You need to lose weight for your health. Who cares? Who cares how you look? I don't.
my health. That is why I've always been very much about body positivity in the sense of everyone is beautiful regardless.
I just want you to know that she's not always been about body positivity, okay? Because if you guys were with me when I was baking bagels in my kitchen, she went on a spiel about some poor chunky woman who was eating food at the I think a Chinese buffet or the Cheesecake Factory or something. She was out here judging this poor woman for just going out to eat. Okay, so I don't know. I don't think she's. I don't think she thinks everyone's beautiful. I think she actually is. She does judge people for their looks, clearly, because the second she gets a chance to, she's gonna come for someone's look. Like, remember when she said about Michael B. Petty that, oh, well, he's gaining weight? Like, she's paying attention to how people look. So this is a bunch of baloney as far as I'm concerned.
Regardless of what they look like or the size that they are. But I do not believe in health at every size, and I never have. But yes, if I could be
But people can be overweight and be healthy. That's not what anyone is saying. The fact of the matter is, Amber, is that you are 500 and something pounds. That's why it's not healthy. There are plenty of people who are like, I don't know, like 10 pounds, 20 pounds overweight, and they are perfectly healthy and they look amazing. And that is totally fantastic and fine. You can be 100 pounds overweight and be much healthier than Amber is right now, right? Her little frame, her like 5'2", 5'3" frame is just being crushed essentially by all this extra weight on her. That is the issue, okay? It's not about like health at every size, that movement. It doesn't even really apply to Amber, right? Because she is so heavy for her height. So it's like, I think that's more about accepting bodies, all shapes and sizes. Some people look different than others. Everyone has a different shape. Everyone has a different bone structure. This is just like, you are so heavy. It's like a disease at this point. Like, it's harming your body, you know? Sorry, I
Healthy,
need to shut up.
if being fat was not an unhealthy thing,
But it's
people
not,
wouldn't care.
really.
Because again, this is not for vanity reasons. I'm not fat phobic. I don't think that fat people are ugly, nothing like that.
No one
It's
is
strictly
saying that
because I want to be
except for
healthy,
you.
I want to feel better, and I want to live.
It's because she thinks people think she's ugly because she's fat. That's it. Which is not true. People think that she has ugliness in her. That's what they think. They think that she's not a good person. And that often shows on the outside, I think, personally. And I think that's the case with Amber because she's not an ugly person at all. I would never say that Amber was ugly. I would say how she behaves, the type of person that she is on the inside, seems a little ugly to me.
Live a longer life. What do you mean you'd feel lethargic eating French fries? So what I meant by that is like I'd feel sluggish. It's just like a sluggish feeling. Nobody feels good after eating junky types of food. I know I feel
I do.
way better, way lighter
It tastes
after I
good.
eat a healthier meal versus an unhealthy meal. But being lethargic and tired, those things can happen at the same time, but they are two different things. Because a lot of people are
Who
like,
cares?
girl,
Why are
you
we
just
arguing
said that
semantics?
you don't get tired after food, but now you're saying that you get lethargic. Yeah, two different things. So this was the
Okay,
most popular
sure.
question I received this week is why'd you go to Denny's after the hospital? My
Can't wait
mom
to
was
hear this.
hungry, and I'm not gonna lie, so was I. It was
Okay, so just say I was hungry. Just say I was hungry. Why? Why? Why does she have to say my mom was hungry first? Just be like, I was hungry and I asked my mom, she was hungry, she's hungry too. Like, I was hungry. Talk about yourself. Stop talking about other people, okay? You were hungry, Amber, and you wanted to go to Denny's. My cat has the zoomies. Okay? You were hungry. It's okay. It's not a great choice, but it was your choice, I bet. No question about it.
past midnight, and we were at the hospital for hours. Neither of us ate anything that day. I was not expecting to be at the hospital that long, and neither was my mom. I didn't go to the
It's
hospital
usually a
for
pretty
some
long
like
wait.
crazy critical thing. I was direct.
You didn't. Now it's not that crazy or critical. You were making a pretty big deal about it, like the chest pain and whatnot. And then the D-dimer thing, you seemed pretty distraught. Now it's not that big of a deal. Okay, got it.
Directed by my doctor's office to go to urgent care, and then urgent care directed me to go to the ER because urgent care actually does not do ultrasounds. And then I ended up calling the emergency room just to see like if I can come in, and they told me I should probably get that looked at. So I went there for an
Well,
ultrasound. I
that's
didn't go
concerning.
there for like anything critical or crazy. Like people still have to eat. My mom said she was not going to go home and like cook something. I
Why
didn't want
should
to
she?
come
Shouldn't
home
you
and
have to
cook
drive
something. It
you?
was really late. I was exhausted. I know she was as well. Like eating
But when I'm exhausted, I just want to go home and go to bed. I don't want to go out to eat. I don't want to go to Denny's. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. She could have come home, had a protein bar, and hopped into bed. You know, that's what I would have done. Was up to, I don't know. It's just like, and she's like harping on all these issues that people bring up to her or reaction channels talk about. Or you don't need to make a bunch of excuses. Just like think about it in your head. Like why people are like, why would you go to Denny's after that? I think that's a logical thing for people to say. Okay, Amber, you can agree with people sometimes. You don't always have to fight against everyone. I don't get it. I really don't. I must be new here, I guess.
is still a thing that happens regardless if someone goes to a hospital or not. And I got a salad at Denny's. So next part is
This is what I'm talking about. A salad? You didn't eat all day and you got a salad at Denny's? Okay, sure, girl. I wouldn't even do that. That sounds awful. Gross.
I want to talk about how my week went.
A
So I've
salad
been
from
going through a lot of
Denny's.
stress, anxiety, worry, depression, some very low lows. I have shared a very small fraction of it, but majority of it is happening behind the scenes. I'm absolutely without a doubt suffering in silence. So I did have my doctor appointment
We hear about it quite a lot,
yesterday
though.
because I was able to respond to the wait list really quickly when they sent me the text message. I accepted a new appointment. So this next part of this video, I
So
will be
she saw
talking
her
about
doctor
in
now.
my weekly vlog as well, because my weighing videos don't get as many views as my other videos. And I want majority of people who watch me to hear this, because this is like a big change in my life that's about to happen. So I will be also talking about this in my
Something tells me
weekly
it's
vlog.
not.
So the first thing I want to talk about is Zepbound. That is the GLP-1 that I was going to go on, which is the weight loss injection. And my doctor prescribed it to me. And based on all of the research
Cool.
I've done, I was like, okay, yes, it is very expensive, but it is doable. So I get to the pharmacy, and turns out that is not the case at all. The pharmacy told me that the prices have raised. And it's like, okay, in my head, I was like, all right, so the first month is just the beginning dose, which is obviously the cheapest month. But my doctor told me that the beginning dose is not going to do anything for me. So when I increase the Zepbound, it's going to increase the price. And I don't have that money. That's okay. I am currently working on my relationship with food.
Okay. What? She doesn't have the money for it? She can't budget her way around this? Like, stop with the Amazon haul, stop with the DoorDash, stop with the Legos that are like fucking $300 a pop or whatever. She really cannot budget around this situation. This is like pretty important. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I can't. It's always something. And I'm sure a new diagnosis is going to be another thing. She's not going to lose weight. Oh, the reason I talk about Amberlynn so much in the first place is because I believe in her for some reason. I don't know why. And it's just, she keeps making excuses. She keeps making excuses. I can't do it. Oh.
Food. And instead of doing it alone, I'm going to let professionals help me. My doctor did confirm, like, your hysterectomy makes it a lot harder to lose weight.
That's not true.
And that was
No doctor would say that. What doctor would be like, yeah, you can't lose weight because you had a hysterectomy? What on earth? What planet is she on? What doctors does she see? I feel like a doctor, like when I was pregnant with my daughter, I gained so much weight. I got huge, okay? It was a concern. It was concern for my doctor that I was so big. That was the first thing they said to me. They were like, Shannon, what are you eating? And you need to chill. Because ideally, at this point, I think I was like 30 weeks by this point, you don't gain any more weight. And I still had a baby to grow. They were like, you need to calm down. So I do not believe that a doctor's not like, you need to lose this weight, regardless of any of the things, hysterectomy, early menopause, like, you need to lose this weight and we're going to do whatever we can to help you with that. None of this just agreeing with your stupid excuses stuff. Like, these people are professionals, for God's sake.
before I did my fasting labs, where I got results for something that literally, it makes me really emotional. It makes me want to cry, but I'm not going to. And we will get into that in a second. So on top of like my hysterectomy, my lymphedema, my lipedema, and my messed up metabolism, it just seems like nothing wants me to lose weight. I have so many things just like literally
This is
fighting
what I'm
against
talking
me,
about.
but
No,
I'm
you
not going to
don't. You
give
have
up.
everything fighting for you. Literally, imagine if you didn't have access to healthcare. Imagine if you didn't have the money to have access to healthcare. You have access to healthy foods. You make so much money, Amber. You could have healthy foods delivered right to your door. Okay? You could purchase a treadmill and put it in your fantastic looking apartment and walk on that puppy. You know what I mean? Like, you do have things working for you to lose the weight. It's crazy to me that she wants to pretend like she doesn't have access to these things. It is crazy. Oh my God. Everything's fighting against her. No, it is not. You're actually in an extremely privileged position in your life. What on earth? So, oh God. I'm supposed to be resting today, Amber. Come on, girl.
So while I was at my doctor's appointment, they ask you like this depression screening, they ask you all these like mental health questions, and
At a PCP?
mine was not good. I ended up literally breaking down in front of my doctor and in front of my mom. I'm like bawling my eyes out. They're handing me tissue. Like, I had a full-fledged like anxiety attack right in front of him. It was really embarrassing,
Like,
but
why though?
it genuinely shows like the level of my mental health. Like, even someone just asking me like in my live stream like a week ago, they were like, how are you doing? Like, it made me break down. I'm feeling everything so strongly and so deeply. My emotions are all over the place and I feel really low, and just a lot of.
Did she tell her doctor that she's seeing a therapist for this? Is she talking to her therapist about this? That she's kind of going through this tough time? Because that's what's really going to help her. in the end, is like making sure that the person who's supposed to be helping her with her mental health knows about this, right? And not just this doctor that she just, I guess, she claims she's seen him before, but whatever. Um, it's also discombobulated to me and confusing, and I don't know. I'm sorry that she's going through something. I hate to hear that. I don't want anyone to be sad or depressed. I think that's really hard, and she's gonna have to work through it to start to feel better, of course, with whatever's going on. But it's good to have all her medical professionals like working together, and I just hope that that's happening. It's all very confusing, and I've said this in my last video. It's really not any of my business. Her medical um, information, what she's got going on, diagnoses, whatever. It's really none of my business. But she's putting it out there and it's very confusing, and I don't know what to do for her or how she could help herself other than make sure everybody knows what's going on. Everybody on your health team should know what's going on with you, girl. That's for sure. It's really important. They're there to help you and communicate these things. It's important. And I'm not I've never dealt with depression in my life personally. It's not really my thing. I'm more of like a anxiety attention deficit type person. Those are my mental health issues really. And after I had my daughter, I had the worst postpartum depression. Like, and I'd never experienced that before, and I didn't know what to do because I felt like I was going to be a really bad mom, because I wasn't having the time of my life fresh with her fresh out the womb. I was like spiraling a little bit, and it was really, really hard for me to work through. But the thing that helped me the most was to reach out and talk to my doctor and be like, hey, like, I don't not feeling so great right now. Things aren't great for me. And then she was able to get me to someone that I could talk to about this and get me on something that would kind of like helped push me through postpartum, so I could get better and be able to take care of my baby, right? So always make sure that every doctor's in the loop, right? Like, it's really important. And yeah, I mean, of course, it's great that she's able to tell her doctor that they asked these questions because they are important questions to ask. And I hope she can work through this, but it's a lot of there's like just a jumble of stuff happening right now for her medically, it seems like. And I'm gonna shut up again. I'm sorry.
Mental health problems that I do not want to speak out loud. I just have constant, deep, painful emotions that I experience all day long. And it's genuinely ruining my life.
Yeah.
Long story short, I was prescribed an SSRI to help with my anxiety, my lows, my depression, and to help with like.
So her therapist didn't think she needed an SSRI, or maybe she just, I'm not even going to try to put it together anymore because it's just too confusing. But I do hope she's still in therapy, period.
The deep feelings of having BPD, it's not going to help regulate my emotions or anything like that. Like, I have to work on that myself, but it's going to help stabilize
with a therapist,
me a little bit. So we did my fasting labs and I got those results today. My doctor actually sent me a whole message kind of going over my results and talking about like the abnormal results and what it could mean, etc., etc. And regarding if I have diabetes or not, I want to show you this clip. All right, you guys, my results are in. This is my MacBook. We're zoomed in so you don't see anything personal. I'm signed into my little health portal. I'm going to click test results.
And
so we did a multitude of things here.
Hepatitis.
But we're about to find out. Here's my hemoglobin A1C to determine am I diabetic or not.
Coda! Come here. Come here, Code. Sometimes he'll just randomly dig in his crate. He'll be like, he doesn't want to come here, I guess. All
right. No. Oh my gosh. I'm telling you, 5.4 is my actual exact number that I always am every time I get this checked. So not even a
Okay, well, 5.7 to 6.4 is consistent with increased risk for diabetes, pre-diabetes, and you're like a couple points away from that, so I won't get too excited about it. I would just do whatever I can to make sure that doesn't go up, right?
Diabetic. So pre-diabetic would be 5.7 through 6.4. I do not have diabetes. I'm not even pre-diabetic.
And this is such a weird thing for her to like think is very important.
Like in the back of my mind, I'm just
like,
always
I gotta prove the haters wrong. Make sure that they know that I don't have diabetes. It's like, well, okay, that's fine, girl. Congrats on that. But doesn't really change anything, right? Because your health is still precarious.
That's going to happen or is happening and I don't know about it. Just because you're fat does not mean you have diabetes, and just because you're
She just wants
skinny
to
doesn't
dispel
mean you won't
rumors
get
about
diabetes. But some of my
morbid
blood work
obesity, I
is a
guess.
little off. Some things that are questionable that he said is something to really worry about right now. But there is something that I'm going to be going on medicine for. Turns out I have hypothyroidism. That's so hard to say for me. I don't know why.
So now this is going to be, I can't lose weight because I have a hypothyroidism. That's what this is going to be. This is like the perfect diagnosis for her, honestly. She can be like, well, I've probably had this my whole life, and that's why I've gotten this way. And she's not going to take any personal responsibility for why she's in the situation she's in now. So it's just another excuse, as far as I'm concerned, for Amber. But I don't know. Hopefully, if she's on meds, maybe it'll make things a little bit easier for her as far as weight loss. But I don't know. Who knows at this point? We've seen what she's been eating. She's been doing what I eat nowadays. It's not exactly like health food.
So people who have that is a leading cause of weight gain. Yeah. Like I've constantly been like, it's hard for me to lose weight because of my lymphedema.
Anybody, I know somebody who had thyroid cancer and had to have their thyroid removed, and they are a perfectly healthy weight. So I don't know. Positive story out there. I'm sure it'll be fine, Amber.
My going through menopause at such an early age, the hysterectomy,
all the things.
like
she can't
the
lose
list
weight.
Can just go on, and now, bam, smack in the face. I have the very thing that causes people to gain weight. Like,
how come that test result wasn't up on there? Let's see it.
Like, against me right now, and I know that could just be like my depression talking, but I just feel really, really overwhelmed and defeated. So having the hypothyroidism, God, I'm gonna hate saying that word. It causes like the hair thinning, so that's also like a double whammy. And it also causes like low moods and depression and exhaustion, brain fog, etc., etc. And I'm just like, wow, this is all also adding up for me. So on top of taking a medicine for that, I'm also going to be taking a vitamin D because it was a little low. It definitely has gotten higher every single time I've gotten it checked.
You gotta get out there, girl.
And I just feel like,
take a walk.
Damn, like what next? Like I genuinely went from taking
don't think that way.
0 medicine to now.
Well, now you have the answers, and now you can do something about it, right? Yeah, got some answers. This is a good thing. It's not anything so serious, right? I think this is a good thing, Amber.
3 medicines a day, and I just feel overwhelmed and scared and frustrated. Like I hate medicine, but I know that I have to take it. My week's been rough, and these are just things that like I'm choosing to tell you guys because trust me, your girl has a whole other personal shit show of a life that she is currently going through right now.
Maybe things with Tommy aren't so good.
My mental health is so fucking bad, and I cannot wait for this medicine to just like.
But it's not going to fix everything, girl.
Work in my body, and just me continue to like make healthier choices and just do things that are right for me. So now let's talk about the goals that I had last week, which was literally just one: work on my relationship with food. And yes, I have still been doing that. So I have 2 goals this week.
How have you been working on it?
Is I want to keep a food journal. This will help me be aware of things that I'm eating because, as you guys know, like I'm not counting the calories or anything like that. I'm strictly just like making better choices. But I'm finding myself like later in the night being like, what have I ate today? Like, why do I feel hungry? Or why this, why that? If I have a food journal, I'll know exactly what I ate. Keeping a food journal is like
I can tell you why you feel hungry.
Most recommended things that like any dietitian or nutritionist will tell you to do. And my second goal is literally just take my medications as directed. And I want to document personally in my journal how I feel when necessary. So my last weigh-in from last week was 513.0, and this week I'm 516.0. And I'm telling you, I'm not surprised. I have everything fighting against me.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Oh my God.
With everything going on that I literally just cannot care over 3 pounds of a fluctuation. Genuinely can't.
That you don't care about.
Next week, that's when I'll care. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.
It's on Earth. Bye, girl.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Okay. So now I know why I don't really watch these. Because it's so annoying watching her talk about all the reasons why she can't lose weight. There's just now another diagnosis added to the list of reasons as to why she can't lose weight. It's harder for her. She is a medical anomaly, you guys. Okay? She's not like the regular person. Her body doesn't want her to lose weight. It's not the fact that she constantly eats out. It's not the fact that when she does eat at home, she's eating frozen meals. It's not the fact that she gets literally zero exercise. It's none of those things. It's because she's a medical anomaly. Incredible, Amber. Amazing. I mean, I can't. I can't with her. It's too much. Really, it is. And I keep saying, like, there's hope. I want to watch the weigh ins when we get to a significant amount of weight loss. I can't wait when that day comes. And it seems like it's never going to because now we've gained 3 pounds. And then maybe next time we'll lose 3 pounds. And then maybe next time we'll lose another 3 pounds. But then we'll gain five. Or, you know what I mean? It's always the same crap. Um, and I just hope that we can see some improvement with her mental health. And maybe that will help. Maybe an SSRI will cheer her up a little bit and help with whatever's going on in her life, of course. But I want that for her. Um, And yeah, so frustrating because she really is in a position of privilege and she doesn't seem to realize it. And she just loves being victim Lynn, of course. And I don't think these diagnoses are the end of the world. I think it's good to know what's going on in your body so that you can work with it when you're trying to lose weight. So that's that on that. That's all I got to say about that. This video is a little longer than I wanted it to be, but I just can't stop yapping. I can't shut the hell up. Um, So anyway, that's all. That's all I got. Um yeah, thanks to everybody who's been hanging out on my channel. I noticed I got a few more views than usual, so that's good. Thank you so much. Stick around. I like having you here, that's for sure. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, a great weekend. If I don't get to post again, I'm hoping I will. Um, but yeah, that's it. Awesome. Awesome sauce. I will see you guys next time. We'll talk soon. Goodbye. Goodbye, cast. Goodbye, crew. Toodaloo.